Okay, I have some time, so we're gonna review these times one last time. One last time. There's no sound to this. So I want to go back to when Karen actually, when they came in. Let's bring it right around here. Oh, they're in there. Okay, here we go. Here's Karen pointing. He goes and hugs Higgins. Ryan Albert. Where's Karen is on the other side. She comes around, leaning over the table. Johnny's talking to Brian Albert. And oh, Karen hugged Brian Albert. Okay, so let me write that down. 10:54, 57. Let's see, 56. Karen hugs. That's like a greeting with a hug and everything. Brian Albert. I don't see Nicole here anywhere. And then he goes and said hello to Karina and then Matt. Karen is working around. She finally gets that way. And there's Nicole is coming back from the bathroom. I wonder where she's going to sit. Oh. Karen's still talking to Matt. And Nicole is about to sit, I guess. John is in the corner. Wait. What was that? What was that sign, John? It's showing something and then, oh. That was at 10:54. Okay. Come here, Ren. Let me tell you something. I don't know what they're talking about. Brian almost looks like he's got a beard on that picture. John is still talking to Matt and Kolakithis. Karen is hugging Jen. Yep. And that's when these two start sort of grabbing each other. Van is playing, man. He's leaning over. Who comes in? Wait. He's still talking to Matt. Somebody's coming in. And this is Kevin freaking Albert. Holy cow. Wait. Yep. Wait. Oh my God, I gotta call somebody. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Wait. You gotta be kidding me. I gotta put that back. I gotta put it back. I gotta put it back. Let's see this again. I gotta slow it down. Let's slow this down. Slow it down. Slow it down to maybe 85. Let's do it there and see if that makes it. And where's my camera? Where's my camera? Now, you have to understand that it's winter. It is 10:56. Let me write that down. Somebody's coming over. He's still in the corner talking to Brian. Starts looking towards the door at 11:56:57. He doesn't even move. Why wouldn't he move? This guy's bold. He looks like Kevin Albert. And he's like, hey, man, hey, where are you going? Hey, where are you going? And, oh, shit. And somebody else is saying hello to Chris. They're both there talking to Chris. And they're making their way. Chris comes out to say something to the band guy or put $1 on their thing. Oh, crap. Then Higgins goes back to talk to Kevin Albert. So where are these two people? It can't be Kevin. I mean, Higgins didn't even clinch. But what are the odds? That's wait. I need to take a picture of that guy. He does have a bald spot in the back. And he's with Chris and the other guy. And he's heading towards the bathroom. Jonas is still in the corner talking to Matt. Brian, yep. Let's go here. Sidebar. And they start talking. Those three are over there, oblivious of what's happening. Brian Albert does have a beer. He was letting a beer grow. It was no shave November. And we're still in December. Actually, no, it was January by then. So, who are they hogging? Somebody else is coming in. And she goes straight towards the corner. Brian Albert comes back and he's joining Higgins. And Jen gave another hug to John. Why? Why was that hug necessary? Okay, wait. He's coming back. Caitlyn is looking sideways like, where are you people? And right there, she goes back to the bathroom or towards the bathroom. And the guy comes back with a beer in his hand at 10:59:43. 10:59:43. 43. But why wouldn't Higgins even talk to him? I mean, didn't he say he wrote from him from New York? With him from New York? And maybe that's not Kevin Howard. So who is that person? Up to 11 o'clock, he's talking to them. Chris is on the other side. Brian Albert. Why would he be there if he wasn't family? John is around where Caitlyn is. Karen is on the other side. John is talking to Caitlyn. Uh-oh. And Nicole, too. And wait, there's Chris. That's the band guy. John is talking to Caitlyn. Wait, Karen is talking to Karina. Looks like Karina. Matt. John is still talking to Caitlyn, and there's Jen giving their backs to Karen. Huh. Oh. Flashes. Who's taking pictures? Who's taking pictures? Flashlight. Somebody's got a light on. It's Caitlyn and Jen with John. Nicole is on this side. Let me see something. And who is that? Where's all these flashes? It's Jen, Caitlyn, and John. Karen is not even noticing anything. She's looking the other way. So that was like a door dasher. Here's John on the other side again. 11:02, hugs Brian. Comes back and talks to Brian Albert. Nicole is over here. And Higgins is over there. There's this guy. Let's see. Is that the same guy? That's a band guy. There's Chris Albert right there, right behind John. There's the other guy over there. So who is that guy? Who is that guy? There's Chris. Goes on the other side of John. It's Chris, Brian, John, and Higgins. Karen is noticing something. So let me see if I can see him. Is he coming out? That's not him, though. Huh. 11:03. They're all there together talking. There's Chris on that side. So it looks like almost like he's bouncing between the other side of John and talking to that guy. Somebody's coming over here with a hat, maybe on the other side of the bar. I can't lose the other guy. I need to know when he comes out. I need to try to see him. $11:04. Everybody's still there. Oh, he went like that, like with his hands, like no more. Like he's ready to wrap it up. That was Ryan Albert. And that's, yeah. He's talking to the waitress, saying something. Mm-hmm. Oh. Be careful, Nicole. It's right there. There's Karen. That's freaking. That could be Kevin Albert. So why would he lie? If that's Kevin Albert, why isn't Higgins talking to him and ignoring him? And one is on one side and the other one is on the other side. Unless it's not him, but there he is tapping Brian Albert again. Brian Albert continues to talk to the waitress. Oh, maybe he knows her. Nicole doesn't seem to mind. Karina, Jen, and Karen are over there in the corner. John is still next to Brian, but Brian was talking to the waitress woman, so I guess he's talking to Chris. That's Chris over there. Yeah, that person does not look like Kevin. I can see him up here. I gotta pause this for a minute. So somebody mentioned something about Brian Hamilton. Let's look. Brian Hamilton, Canton, Massachusetts. Let's see if we can get anything. White pages. 16 people found. Let's see. 16 people with the same name. Well, I guess it's not that uncommon. So okay, so let's see. No, nope, 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 nope. I need one that lives somewhere in Oakdale. Oakdale Road or street. Let's try road. Okay. That's fine. Oakdale Street, Canton, Mass. 02021. And how about that? Nope. No, no, no. So wait. Police are searching for an armed suspect. Is this Canton? Oh, Police are searching for an armed suspect in connection with what they say was a targeted shooting in Canton Monday night. According to Canton police, a woman was shot, seriously injured near Canton apartment complex. Police searching for suspect. Boston knew blah blah blah. Well, they certainly have the best of the best. Unfortunately, none of the cameras around Canton work. What about the person that got shot 3 times in Brooklyn tonight? Probably a different story. Oh, so why would that come up under the name of Brian Hamilton? So we're gonna see SWAT team residence juvenile was taken into custody. I remember that. People were talking about that. That the new police or the interim police officer, police chief actually Stagecoach Road. So why does Brian Hamilton's name come up? I don't know. Let's go back to what we were doing. We have to delete this live because it's a nothing burger. I'm just checking times. I want to make sure that I have the right times on exiting the waterfall. Brian Michael Hamilton. So let's narrow it down. Brian Hamilton, Oakdale, Canton, Massachusetts. Let's see what comes up. Okay. Let's see. Well, that's a better turnout. Hmm. Hmm. Here with Braintree. What are the odds? Maybe that's you. Maybe that's you. But I'm going to write that down and I'm going to make a note. Let me come back and see this. Karen already noticed that person. I want to know who that person is. She continues to talk in that corner with the Colikithas and Matt and Jen. I don't know where Caitlyn went, but it looks like it's John, Brian, and yeah, Chris is over there talking to that guy, and Higgins. That's when he sends the text at 11:06:31. I'm well. So 11:06:31. Text. And I'll be replied later. Let's see. He's looking at his phone. I want to know when that guy leaves. Can't speed it up. I'm dying to go all the way to the back to the. Oh, wait. No, it's a band guy. Let's see. Oh my God, I have 19. Hey, hi. Sorry, guys. I was in a zone. Hola, standing stones. Yeah, I'm looking. Did you see that guy? Did you guys see that guy? Brian Hamilton lives on Chapman. No. I thought he lived on Oakdale. No? 2 minute drive from Chapman Knoll. Huh. Are you sure he didn't live on Oakdale? Oh, look. Is there justice is here? Um, this is best viewed on a TV on an iPad. Yep. I already saw it on the TV, but I'm looking for. I can't watch the TV with all these notes and all this. I need the computer. I need my Mac. I need everything. Yep. The damn timestamp is messing up the top because that one looks almost like Kevin Albert. But I was very surprised if that was him. He stopped and said hello to Brian Albert, but he didn't even acknowledge. Oh my God, you missed it? Wait, I don't know that. I'm not saying that it's him. It looked to me like it was him because he's missing the same, he has the same bald spot on the, he's a little chaparrito. He's like a little shorty. Um, yeah, that's, yeah, they were flashing like constantly, like they were taking pictures or something. Let me go back and show you. I'm gonna mark where I was in. Let me finish. Hey, is there justice? How are you? I saw your note. So I'm looking at the waterfall video just to confirm all my times. I'm almost done with this flow chart with time events and people, but I want to make sure that I have all the times accurate. Um, Chapman, no, that's what you said. Yeah. Um, hey, we're not talking about you, South Boston, Kevin. Well, you are in the mix though. So this is when I saw this, I thought immediately this was Kevin Albert. I'm gonna flip it back and I'm gonna show you guys. Let me go back and see. Okay, was that 10, if I'm not mistaken? Higgins looks to the right. And wait. Where are we at right now? At 11:09? Okay, 16:16. Okay, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you. There. No, that's not it. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Where did it go? Okay, wait. Right there. No, almost. So the guy with the flannel shirt, it's has a hat. I think he's band related. At least that's what everybody has determined. But if you look at this guy, which is all the way, how did I miss it? I mean, he walks in so slowly and Higgins is at the table and he doesn't even flinch. Let me go back to sitting Higgins at the table. Okay, right here, right here. See? He's coming in. Look. That That you see? Wait, wait, wait. And who's the guy behind him? I gotta slow this down. I try to call somebody that I know can tell me if that's Kevin Albert. Looks like Kevin Albert, but I'm not sure. Let's go back. 351, 330. Let's do this. It's really slow, so it's at the 351 mark. I'm gonna write that down. 351 timestamp. You see how Higgins is right there, like sitting down. You're gonna see Brian sort of like saying hello to him, but Higgins doesn't even flinch. So he's coming. There's a shadow. See? 1, 2, 3. That looks like Kevin Albert, man. And who is that? He stops and he says, yo. And he stops and he grabs him. Brian grabs him again and gives him a hug. And the other guy is sort of like, hey, what's going on? But Higgins doesn't even acknowledge him and doesn't say anything. He stays there and talks for a minute, and then he points out at Caitlyn and everybody else. But did they not like him? And there's Chris also stopped and said hello to him. And then Higgins approaches Brian Albert and sort of like pulls him to the side. So we were all the way back here. Hold on. I want to know who that guy is. I said 351 timestamp. Yeah. Okay. Let's go back to where we were. Which was right around here. I'm going to speed it up, put it back where it was. And there's the girl. Yeah, we already saw that. She picks up the stuff and Brian stops and talks to her for a minute, even gives her a hug. She gives him a hug. I don't know, all these people know each other. So there we go. So there's the guy right there, right on top of the 06 and the two semicolons or the colons right there. And then there's John, there's Brian, there's Nicole right there, tucked in, right in front of Higgins. Brian, Chris Albert is talking to that guy. So Karen is over here talking to Jen and Karina Kolikithis and Matt and Mr. Kolikithis. They're like in their own little world. But Chris Albert is actually over there where the other guy is. And then here's John. There's a woman right there. Then Chris comes over here. You see him? Right there. There we go. Oh, that's a bad guy. That one. The one that is bent, like leaning over towards the table. And that's at 11:07. Who is that guy with the Harley shirt? That's you. That's you, sweetheart. And then the guy with the flannel shirt isn't Kevin. It's my mom. What? Every time we see this video, we see something new. Yeah, that's for sure. Let me go back to backstage so I can watch this video better. Here we go. There's Nicole. She's in the middle and she's acting all stupid. She's in the middle talking to both of them. You're going to tell me that she has no idea what the heck they were talking about? I mean, she's right there. Like, oh my God. Oh my God. And here's Matt. And Higgins just handed Brian a drink. And there's the bald-headed guy. Can you imagine if this is actually Kevin Albert? That changes everything. It changes everything. Those are bad guys, back and forth, back and forth. It's amazing how many people they have tried to keep away from this situation, and not get involved, and not to drag them on the mud, maybe on the mud that they created. But the other thing that it's pretty relevant is that Kevin Albert lived like on the opposite direction from where everybody was going. From the waterfall is also a 4-minute drive. Back in 2022, he used to live right off Neponset Street, which is about 4 minutes away from the waterfall also. So, it doesn't take long to go to either or place, or from his house to the waterfall, or from the waterfall back to 34 Fairview. There's Chris. You see, you only see like sort of like his butt sticking out there because he's leaning on the table on the other side of John O'Keefe. And then there's Ryan. Nicole is like right in the middle. How do you get on the stand and you say that you have no idea what the heck is going on? And they're taking one of the guitars or something. The band people are starting to pick up. It's already 11:10. What are they talking about? Now, Karen is all the way over here, right? Matt McCabe finally stands up and looks that way, like he's feeling a little left behind there. Like, what's going on? Why am I not involved in that? Well, he chose to sit in the corner, right? So there's Karina and Karen, and Jen is right here. Chris, John, Brian, Nicole in the middle, right in front of Brian Higgins' face. And then there's that guy. There's the bald-headed guy. So I'm going to see when he comes out and see if I can take a picture of him. But that's pretty neat, man. I wish they could have like taken this numbers, the time and the date away from, so we could see better. And I wish he had audio. I'm sure he had audio. Why wouldn't he have audio? Every single camera nowadays has audio. Where's the audio on this thing? Let me see what you guys are saying. So, do you think that it was Kevin A that he and Goody may have texted about it in the early hours? Do you think if it was Kevin Albert that he and Goody may have texted? It's very possible. I have word from somebody who lived close to Kevin Albert that he never showed up at his house until like 15-20 minutes before 6 a.m. It took me 6 months to talk to this woman, and that's what she told me. So he wasn't home. He was out and about. I'm not sure where, but he wasn't home. He got home 15 to 20 minutes prior to 6 a.m. Now, I also have, wait, who's that? That's another band person. I also have been thinking about the call between Kelleher, and Kelleher is impossible to miss because Kelleher is about 6'4", 6'5". He's really tall, right? He's not skinny either. But he stands almost like between his shoulders and his neck is moving forward, almost like a Marine type sort of posture. He's about 6'4", 6'5". I would say 6'5". And I'm pretty good with sizes. My ex-husband was 6'5". So what I was going to say was, what was I going to say? Jen chit-chatting with Karen to keep her distracted. Yeah. But Jen was also like on her own zone for a while, like looking down on her phone and not necessarily engaging, other than you should have seen her when Karen and John walked in. She even started clapping. I'm going, what are you people doing? Like excited and happy and like, yes, they made it. Sometimes you wonder what is behind these people's mind. What was the plan? I mean, starting with the fact that Chris invited John, right, earlier in the day. But do we know how earlier in the day? Do we know exactly what time? Is there anything out there that says when was it that John O'Keefe and his nephew went to Diani Pizza to grab those two slices of pizza? I haven't seen anything. I would like to put in a time. I saw a who clapping. Yeah, yeah. I know. It's like, what the heck, right? But I would like to know what time did John go get those two slices of pizza? Why? Because simultaneously there's a trip, right? There's a 4 hour almost trip from New York, supposedly, right? From the funeral in New York back to Canton, which they stop at Charlestown. So if the funeral was mid morning, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, let's say by noon, the funeral is over and these people are all coming back. Let's say that they're coming back somewhere around noon or 1 o'clock. By 4 o'clock, they were back, right? Let's say they left around 2. They stopped 8, whatever. They're 5 o'clock, they're back. But did the extension did the pizza situation and the extension of an invitation to John to the waterfall, did it have anything to do with these 4 people that were driving back from New York? That's that would be interesting for me to know. Also, don't forget, like Kevin, Eddie Hernandez and Brian Albert had been in a freaking fight in 2017 on Christmas at a Christmas party, right? But and here they are driving together like buddy buddies with Cheetos and drinks inside a Dodge Ram 2016, all together coming back from New York. How does that happen? You get beaten the heck out, right, at a Christmas party. I mean, Brian Higgins testified to that. And you're coming back on the same car with. But you know what? Maybe they said that Eddie Hernandez, Brian Albert, Brian Higgins, and Kevin Albert came in all together from the funeral because they never thought that we were going to ask Eddie Hernandez anything about this, whether it was true or not. Wait, wait, wait. Oh, that's another band person. Well, if Hernandez was afraid of Brian Albert. I don't know if you've seen Hernandez. Have you seen him, Eddie? He's kind of tall. He's taller than what Brian Albert is. There is an image that I placed yesterday in one of the videos because Grant Smith Ellis on X, he posted that there was a very strange individual. Did you see it? Okay, cool. There was a very strange individual around 5:30, 5 something at the Canton PD parking lot. There's only one reason. There's only one reason Mean Girls get giddy. That they start clapping. I don't know what they were plotting, but it's odd that Jen clung to Karen. Yep, I agree. Wait. Okay. So I didn't want to miss it. So yeah, those are band people. So that image from Grant Smith Ellis, he posted something at 5:38 at Canton PD. Right in front of either Higgins or Proctor, there's another individual who is seen, or he was caught walking out right outside, right following one of them, right? Either Proctor or Higgins. Grant Smith Ellis says that is Higgins. So Higgins knows Eddie Hernandez the longest. He's known him since 1990. So a good point to make here is that the guy that Grant Smith Ellis managed to capture that image of is wearing something, some sort of like a police or vest or something that has letters in the back. Well, PC, which she's one of my buddies, PC managed to get one of the. We started Googling, we were talking on the phone, and she started to look for images of Eddie Hernandez, which he is also on the Boston Finest season 2, season 1 thing. Yep. No, the back of the hoodie didn't look like yours. The back of the back of the clothes that Eddie Hernandez or the person that Grant Smith Ellis tried to get help to see if we can identify it looks like it's almost a jacket that says Boston Police in the back. So when we posted, when PC shared that picture with me, and I'm going like, that's exactly him. It's the same sort of slouching, sort of, slouching forward. It has a thing. It has the vest, the Boston Police vest that says Boston Police in the back, and it matches the way that he walks matches perfect the picture that Grant Smith Ellis posted on X. So I'm going, oh my god! But hear me out. If Brian Albert and Eddie Hernandez got in such a big fight, how do you explain that they're both riding back from New York together, eating Cheetos inside that Dodge Ram? Because that's what you do on a road trip, right? You eat Cheetos. I mean, you get munchies and everybody stops and pees together and smokes. And that's what people do when you road trip. How is it possible? I don't see that happening. Eddie Hernandez coming back, but then again, he was good friends with Brian Higgins. So that could explain it, right? So Eddie Hernandez and Brian Albert supposedly both had parked their cars at the Charlestown Marina parking lot near one of the precincts, right? If Higgins comes back with these three men coming back from New York. Oh, wait. Coming back from New York. Hold my thought. What do you mean you're off the hook? I don't think Higgins ever did it. I don't. I'm trying to prove myself wrong, but I don't think Higgins had anything to do with this, to be honest with you, and I'll tell you why in a second. So this is Chris Albert talking to one of the band people, and this, I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. I guess they're band people. It's already 11:24. So we're going to get to 11:58 very soon, and I'm going to give you a different perception from what's out there as far as what happened right at 11:57:58 when they try to leave. But you see that guy over there? You see the guy that is kind of like chubby? That's what Kevin Albert looks like. He's a little chunky. He's a little chaparrito, and he's got like a bald spot in the back of his head right up there. And it doesn't look exactly like him, but it looked exactly like the guy who walked in. So I'm trying to see if we can catch that person walk out. But you see the pictures, the flashes going off here? What the heck is going on with these flashes? And John is in the middle of all of it. So who's flashing? Who's taking pictures? Somebody's coming out. Do not know who that is. Another chaparrita. There's somebody else coming out, and he's got glasses. Somebody else is coming out. Didn't look like the person that came in earlier. Another person is rushing out. Matt just moved. Look, Matt is talking to this guy. That could be Kevin Albert, man. Oh my God. Where's my phone? I need to talk to somebody. Where's my phone? I'm going to start taking pictures and sending them to people to see if they can identify if this is Kevin Albert or not. Because if that is Kevin Albert, I need to know. Right there. I managed to grab a picture of him. Right there. And he's talking to Matt. John is over here talking to Brian Albert. Nicole is right there where she was. There's Chris is hugging. Is that Chris hugging John? Yep, that's Chris hugging John. John is taller than Brian Albert and Chris. Look, you see it? So no, he was hugging this guy. So is that wait. I gotta stop. That's the guy he was hugging. Was it Kevin Albert then? Okay, wait. I'm gonna stop it. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna see. Oh my, that's Kevin Albert, man. And that, oh, look, he's backing. He's giving his back to the camera the entire time. Holy cow. Wait. I gotta slow this down. Did anybody see it? I can't see chat. I promise I'll come back to it. Give me 1 second. That could be Kevin Albert. And if that's Kevin Albert, it changes things. So give me 1 second. 1 second. Wait. Let's go back. Let's go back. Yep, he's saying something and patting Brian Albert on the, let me take a video of the video. Patting Brian Albert on the back. And then he's half hugging somebody on his left. Do you see it? Half hugging somebody on the left, pointing at somebody else. Matt McCabe is on the other corner there, on John's left. There's Brian Higgins, seems to be talking or engaging. Come on, man. Let me see your face. Let me see your face. Keep going. He pushes somebody. He's pushing somebody, but he turns. He turns to give his back. Yep. Guess who that is, ladies and gentlemen? He's giving his back to the camera. He knows exactly where the camera is. Look, he's going to continue to walk sideways like a little ducky, puts his head down and gets out. Holy cow. Holy cow. Wait. And that's, what time is it? 11:27:31. Somebody's texting. Oh, let me go back to the chat. Did you guys see it? Lo veo, reina. Oh my God, lo veo, reina. Joseph, my comments are getting wiped. Oh my God, hold on. Somebody's speaking to me in English, in Spanish. Can we speak in Italian? I thought that Kevin from South Boston was more Italian than anything. And he, look, I saw it. We saw it. All four of us. Well, I count, so I'm a 5. Oh my God, you guys. Oh my God. Look, lo veo, reina. Lo veo, reina. Oh my God. Josie, my God, they're not getting wiped, sweetheart. I just can't see the comments when I am on the other side. It's your mom. It's not your mom. It's your mom talking to me in Spanish. Oh my God. Giving the old Christian a side hug. No, the side hug wasn't to Christian, to Chris. The high hug was to John. Look, we gotta go back and see it. Are we the first ones to see this? I don't care about being first. I mean, yeah, don't quote me on that. I'm gonna edit it. I didn't say that. I don't want to be like everybody else. So let's go back. What time did I say? Crap, I didn't write it down. Oh my God. 11:30 something, right? Didn't I say 11:30 something? Or did I say 11:40 something? Okay, here we go. We're going to give it another shot. Brian Alvarez clapping or something and saying something, right? Oh my gosh. I don't know that. I want to make sure that it's him, though. And I'm going to start looking for pictures. You're very good at it, PC, looking for pictures and matching people. As long as I give you a name, right? We should be able to see if it's almost like he wasn't going to go, but then he showed up. Because John asked Chris, is Kevin coming? Remember? And a lot of people thought that he meant like if he wanted to look at, oh. Wait. That's freaking Kevin Albert. Just a little bit. Let me go. Let me see if I can get your side cheek, your little cheeky there. Hold on. Let's see if I can take a picture of it and make it big. I'm going to send it to everybody and their mother. Send it to everybody and their mother. Can we identify this guy? Oh my God. There it is. But the thing is in the middle. Oh my God. And John turns around and points at him and then points at Brian, you see? And then he goes, oh my God, 11:27:28. 11:27:28. Kevin Albert exits. Kevin Albert exits. That is huge. Now, don't forget, Kevin Albert lives 4 minutes away from the waterfall. That is huge. So, what do we do now? 11:27. Yep, I wrote it down. And 11:27 and 28 seconds to be exact. So, yep, 11:27, Patty. Um, Looks like he taps John on his arm. Yep. And then John pointed at him right before he exited, too. Did you guys catch that? Do you want me to play it again? Let me know. I'm looking at the chat, so I'm going to flip. And looks like he, yeah. Oh my gosh. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. I'm grabbing a vino. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Go grab your vino. Let me see. So, okay. So now it's 11:28:18. There's the band people. There's the band people. And who is he talking to? Where's Higgins? Who is Higgins talking to? There's somebody right there. Was that Karen? Yep. Nope, that's Jen. That's Karina Kolikithas. Yep, that's Karen. Oh, wow. Oh, he wasn't ignored after all, huh? Huh. How funny. Is Matt back? That's why Matt moved from the corner, the right corner, all the way to the end. All the way over there was to say hello to, why would he, right? He went to talk to Kevin Albert. That's what he was doing. Oh my God, this is epic. I can't believe this. Oh, so do we remember what time did he actually came into the picture? Holy cow, I can't believe we're doing this again. Do we remember what time did he actually remember that I said, let me go back and see if Karen Hugs, greetings. Let me see. Kevin Albert, timestamp. Nope. I wrote down 10:59, so let's see. Nope. I know that it wasn't. So this part of the video was never available back in the day, remember? Now you know why. They didn't want anybody else to be involved in the same damn thing, because the more people that show up, the more people have had to come and testify. And there he is walking in. So I'm going to bring him. Okay, so at the time that Higgins sits down, blocked, 10:56:37, he sits down, and then there's the shadow. We're going to see the shadow coming in on the exit. 10:56:41, 10:56 is still a few minutes out because I wrote down 10:59:43. I just want to confirm it because going back and getting these times again is such a pain. So might as well get it right from the beginning, right? 10:56:52, Higgins is still, but he's looking at the door. He keeps, or maybe he's looking at the band guy that's playing. Nope, he's looking at the door and he walks in. Turns his face. 10:56 even. 10:56 even. He tries to let Brian know he's there, and Brian grabs and is like, where you going, man? Come and give me a hug. You're my brother. Oh my God. So it was 10:56. What did I say? 10:56:38. What's 10:56? No way I was ignored. What was 10:56:27:28? On the waterfall video. And then, okay, let's go back to where he left. So 10:56. Where were we again? When did he leave? Did we say when did he leave? Didn't I write that down? Kevin Albert exits 10:27. Is it? Yep. So PC just grabbed a picture of, I'm going to see if I can bring it up. Just grabbed a picture of Kevin Albert and send it to all of us. So I'm going to try to. Okay, first, before I go crazy, can somebody remind me when was it that Kevin Albert left? Is it 10/27/38? Did South Boston Kevin leave? Yep, he probably left. So, okay, I'm gonna do something real quick. So, hold on 1 second. Oh my gosh. And I'm gonna post it. And because you know how that goes. And if it was, I'm still here. So what time? Okay, South Boston Kevin. What time was it? I can't even produce what I'm thinking. But I have a picture. PC sent it, and I'm going to share it. Do we remember what time was it? It doesn't matter. We're going to take it from here. I'm going to pause this, and I'm going to bring that picture, and I'm going to share it with you so you can tell me what you think. But it looks like that is Kevin Albert. Unfortunately, he just entered this situation. So let's see. And download it. Where are my recently shared, recently downloaded? Well, imports. And I'm looking for my pictures. Hold on. Here we go. So, here we go. Are you all ready? Oh my God. Oh my God. It looks like he's put a few pounds, but here we go. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Here we go. I'm going to show you. Okay. I'm flipping. And there you go. Can you see it? Can you all see it? No? Yes? No? Tell me. No? Hold on. Let's see if I can. You guys can see it. Okay, wait. I'm going to do this. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to bring this article and imagine what happens that the Faraday bag shows up as an ad. Look at that. Tell me what you think about that. Tell me. Is it a yay or an nay? Is it a yay or a nay? What do we think? What do you think, Kevin? South Boston Kevin? Is there justice? Somebody tell me something. Does it look like him? What do you think? What do you think? To me, it looks like that's exactly him. So I'm going to show you another picture and see if you believe that this does better justice. I mean, don't forget, he's wearing a jacket, right? Like he's all bundled up. So, but it looks like that's him. And it's funny because in that picture, there's Brian Albert, which you can tell that he's taller than Kevin. And also, what's his name? Chris Albert. So Oh my God. We got Kevin Albert on this thing. I put it on Twitter. Let's see. Let's see. Size is right. Yeah. So the hair and the build resembles him. That's what I think. We need the side profile on that big nose. Yeah, we do. I did take a few pictures, so I'm gonna see if I can condense them later on. But I don't want to miss. I want to see who else comes out of here and what time do they look. There's still 11:06:37 text message. Higgins is checking his phone. So that was at 11. Yep, I got it. 11:06:31. And I'm going to speed it up a little because Kevin has been in and out. So yep. I'm trying to see if oh my God. Well, and let me tell you, there's very few people that I trust and very few people that I know could recognize him. One I cannot call because he's otherwise engaged. And the other one I refuse to because lately I don't know what it is, but I'm feeling a little bit of animosity coming. So I'm trying to stay away from animosity. But I still trust him. That doesn't say anything, doesn't mean anything. So, oh my God. Oh my gosh. Okay, at 11:09. They're like having a great time. They're like cashing up. He put something in his pocket. Did you notice? And oh, he's tapping Higgins. He's also tapping Nicole. Brian Alvarez. And there's Caitlyn. Went back to get her, I guess, her jacket. There she is, flashing pictures again. She's flashing. What the heck is she doing? Again, flashing more pictures. That's not her, though. Yep. Yeah, she's the one taking pictures. I wonder if she took any pictures of John that night. There she is, facing the bar. I don't know who that is. Oh, that's Matt McCabe on his phone. He was on his phone. Matt McCabe was on his phone. Hold on. Let's do this again. Okay. No, Matt. Let's do this again. He comes back up. No, Matt. No. No, Matt. No. Show me your phone. There he is. He's sitting down. Okay, let's look at this. He's sitting down for a minute. They're all over here, right? He's looking in this direction. He gets his phone. He gets something. Who's texting him? And then he gets up. But there's another phone on around here. Is it Chris? Holy cow. Wait, I need to see that again. So, wait. I see lights around here. Matt. Where's Matt? Matt is on the corner. Nope, he was sitting down. Go back and sit down. Nope, I gotta go back and see that. I'm sorry. I know this is a pain in the ass, but this is the only way I know how to do it. So Matt is sitting down. Let's see if we see a light of a phone here. Okay, here's Chris. He's got his phone in his hand. It's at 17:14. And Matt gets his phone. Are we watching this? Okay, wait. On the actual video, timestamp 17:14. Chris gets out of the group with phone in hand. And then, wait, no. Okay, almost. It's at 17:14. Watch it. Chris gets out of this. Matt is sitting down, right? Chris is going to come out and he's going to pop out for a minute with his phone in his hand. Do you see it? Did you see it? Now, wait. He has both arms, and then look at Matt. Matt got a text, and he's looking at his phone, right? Then Matt gets up, and it's like standing guard there. Gets up, and he's looking at this thing. Chris is still leaning on the table. Do you see it? Let's see if, wait. Let's see if Matt gets another text, because that would be too much of a coincidence. He's got his, what does he have in his hands? Wait. John is still talking to Brian, and he turns over to talk to the band guy, and then there's Matt on the side, and he turned his back. This one is back to texting. These ones are too engaged. So is Higgins, and Nicole is in the middle. How come Nicole didn't listen to anything? Colaquithas comes back to his seat like a good boy. And then Chris is chugging down his beer, puts it to the side. Matt gets up, sits back down. Okay, people, I'm sorry, but this is between Chris, Matt, and Jen. Chris, Matt, and Jen. The whole thing, it's like, and Jen is sitting right here. This is Karen facing the group here. Look at all the gestures that Brian Albert is making, like lifting his arms up and down, up and down. There's John chugging down another drink, and Karen is over there. He twists, and then he grabs John. He's grabbing John at 11:13:44, 11:13:43, 11:43, 13. Got it. And writing this down. And then this one turns over. Chris is still leaning forward. Phone's going off. Karen puts her phone back on her pocket. And there's Colaquithas and Matt over there. Another drink Chris takes. And here we go. He's so vividly in motion, Brian Albert. Moving back and forward. There's another drink from Higgins. Who's counting, right? I mean, somebody's getting vino. There's Colaquithas, still talking to Matt over there. Chris is still set up with his elbows on the table, and John has a beer in his hand. Brian is talking to John. Another drink, John. And then look at Nicole. Nicole is like on Brian Albert's face. And there is Higgins again on the texts. Let's look to see who grabs the phone and checks on texts. Higgins is texting. He's got his phone in his hand, but he's got a lot of hoochies. It doesn't have to be Karen. Let's see. And where's Caitlyn Albert? Like, I lost track of where is she at. Is that her over here? He still has his phone. Brian points at him. Yes, sir. Yes, her. He puts his phone down. And then he turns to John again. There's Nicole. Brian is still texting. That's a long text. That's not well. That's a long text. Another drink. And there's Chris is still. Nicole is right there on their faces, so she's listening to whatever it is that they're saying. Colaquithas. That's Jen. That's Karen. Band people about to jet out. There's Higgins moving. Nicole, it's right there, like so alive. And, I'm always cleaning. I'm always cleaning. I'm just cleaning, it's what I do. And yeah, mosquita muerta. Who's that? I don't know. But she left. And wait, another drink. I'm excited. I want to get to 11:19. Isn't this closer to when what's his name leaves again? And why would they do that? Why would a few of the brothers on this side and the other brother? Oh, there we go. We're gonna take this baby home. And he's putting taking the drums apart, I guess. Yep. And There's Matt McCabe. Come back into the picture. I didn't see anybody getting a phone or checking. I'm looking at Karen to see if she actually saw that text, if it was a text from Higgins to Karen. Oh, there he is, back on the phone. This is probably the well, and puts it back in his pocket. Which pocket? He's left-handed? Is Higgins left-handed? Wait, there's Chris, and there's John. Chris again, and there's John. Higgins is over here. There we go. Chris grabs a beer, and he's talking to the band guy. Nicole gets out of the way, and she heads towards the bathroom. Chris is over here. Karen is on the same place talking to Jen McCabe and Colaquithas. Matt gets up over here. You gotta have eyes everywhere, right? And there's another flash. And there's Chris talking to the band guy. There's flashes and flashes and flashes going on over here. In the middle table there, that's probably Caitlyn. And then there's John giving his back to whoever is behind him, and Ryan Albert touching him on his arm. There's Brian Higgins. There's Matt McCabe again, making, mocking or doing something. They're still talking. They're talking for a wildly long time. Right? Is this the whole purpose of the waterfall, was for you guys to talk about something? What's going on? Is he questioning you about something? Is this job related? And then he's pointing at Matt. There's band guy. Chris is talking to this guy. They're both talking. There's Nicole is on this side now. Or is that Jen? That's Jen. That's Jen McCabe. And then here's Higgins. I'm going back. I'm going to pause it for a minute so I can look at comments. I was texting KJ. My friend wants to see the freeze frame of. Okay, I'll bring it back in a second. I will. And Matt is looking for something towards the door. Yep. And you guys are sitting by the pool. Good for you. I'm sitting my ass in front of a computer. I could always stand up. But tell S that I say hi. And let me see if I can go back here and see. Somebody's calling me. I can't pick up the call. And I know who's calling me. Can't pick it up because then this whole thing gets messed up. Okay, so if we go back to where we're going, it's already 11:23. Remind me, PC, and I'll go back and show you the freeze pane on Kevin. So, okay, because I want to get to 11:58. I want to get the exact seconds in which these people left. And he's pointing at Nicole. He's talking to Nicole, to Jen, John, and Brian is right here. Kevin Albert is right here talking to the band guy. Here's Higgins. No. Wait a minute. Wait. And he keeps moving his hand and touching the table. And then Matt McCabe is still there, standing post. And I see Colaquithas, Karen. There's more flashes. What's up with the flashes? These people are all about flashes. Taking pictures here and there. Bye-bye, she goes. I remember that when she left the last time. And then he goes. And then he goes. And then she goes. And then somebody's hugging somebody. Wait. I'm live. Showing it. And okay, so let's see. Okay, wait. Let's see. Is it here? Okay, wait. Is that him? No. Could be. Yep, that's him. That's him. It's coming. I'm taking pictures every 30 seconds. He gives the back. Oh my God. He walks out Jesus. He walks out like sideways, giving his back to everybody because he doesn't want to be seen. He probably knows that that's where the camera is. I can't believe it. Believe it. 11:27:36. So let me go to 11:27. 11:27. I went too far. 11:27. 11:27:24. Let's do it right there. Let's slow it down so everybody can see it. PC, let your friend know it's about to come up and you're going to see him. I'm going to put him on a slow-mo so she can see him. There we go. Here we go. There he is. There he is. A little bit further out. Wait. 11:26. He's on that. He's right there. He's on the side, on the left. He's right there on the left side of John. He's coming. He's coming. He punches him. He pokes him. And that's, you see him? That's him. Free Spain. Hold on. He's coming. He's there. Did John hug him with his left arm? I want to see. Nope. There he is. He pokes him. Hey, I'll see you outside, okay? Do you see him? Can we see him? Let me see what you guys are saying. Can we see him? Yes, no, timestamp. Yep. Profile 11:27. Yep. So somebody let Matt Burry and whoever, I put it on Twitter, but can somebody let whoever or micro that somebody has to give it a second look and see. But if you ask me, that looks like Kevin Albert to me. He's tried to sneak in, try to just poke at Brian Albert. Brian Albert said, hey, where the heck do you think you're going, bro? Pull him back up, said hello to him, gave him a hug. He kept going all the way to the back. Chris goes all the way to the back and chats with him for a minute, also gives him a hug. And then he comes back a little bit closer, and that's when Matt sees him. When Matt, message microdots and tell him what the time thing is, and so he can see it. He's better off looking at it at the Waterfall video, because don't tell him to go to my show. I will be very embarrassed, microdots looking at Josie Lou. But tell him just to go to the Waterfall video and take a look at it, because that's where, oh my God. Message Richie, yes. That's him, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't know what he looks like or what does Kevin Albert looks like, and Kevin Albert has been outside of this chaos the entire time, because this part of the Waterfall video never make it. It didn't make it to the court. And if it made it to the court, this portion here was edited, because I've never seen this. I never saw that guy saying goodbye to anybody. And as he walks out, he's poking John. He didn't give him a hug. He pokes him like, hey, like, when you poke somebody, when you try to yep. And this is what he looks like, in case you want to take a closer pick at what Kevin Albert looks like. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to bring this picture up. But this is what he looks like. Are you guys ready? Again, we're going to do this again. Right there. Next to a Faraday bag. That's Kevin Albert. And the person that we just saw at the Waterfall video, that one right there, that's Kevin Albert. Are we good? Speak now or forever save your peace. Are we good? Yep. Oh my God. I had never seen a guy come and leave either. I had never seen a guy. But then the thing is, remember the comment that you left me when you said, well, everybody says that there's a guy that comes and leaves. Okay, so the guy that comes and leaves doesn't necessarily have to be now focus on Karen and Higgins. Yeah, but wait. the guy that comes and leaves that everybody tries to put in the at 34 Fairview, right? And a guy that comes and goes, it doesn't have to be John. It doesn't have to be Higgins. It's probably freaking Kevin Albert, because Kevin Albert had just come back from New York with Higgy Bear inside a freaking Dodge Ram 2016. They don't even call them that anymore. And it didn't make sense to me. If Kevin Albert and Brian Albert, Eddie Hernandez, and what's his name? What's the other one? Kevin, Brian, and Eddie come back from Boston and they go to Charlestown. Why does Kevin Albert chooses to go back with Higgy Bear? Why? Why doesn't he go back with his brother? That's probably how he got to Charlestown parking lot anyways, right? It was with Brian Albert. It wasn't with Higgins. It was with Brian Albert, because Higgins drove to New York. And what they're saying, which is still yet to be confirmed, is that both Brian Albert, Kevin Albert, and Eddie Hernandez flew over there, which, I don't believe that. I don't believe it, because the quickest way for you to get back to Boston, to Massachusetts, is to fly to Logan. You don't have to. Driving is 4 hours. You can get it from New York City, LaGuardia, whichever airport you pick. I mean, it doesn't matter. You can, or White Plains, it doesn't matter. You can come back from that end over here in less than 45 minutes. So why would you choose to come with Higgins? And after you get back to Logan, then you park at Charlestown, and you're telling me that you're going to jump in the car with the person that you know the least amount of time, which is Brian Albert, instead of riding back with your brother, which is Brian Albert. Eddie came back and went his way, apparently, right? And that's yet to be proven too, because the guy that Grant Smith Ellis is taking pictures and putting on X that looks like somebody that we haven't seen, that guy also looks like Eddie Hernandez. So, oh my God, this is huge. The guy never went in the house. So that could have been the guy that everybody was talking about. It was Kevin Albert, not John, not anybody. It's just that they made every single effort they could to keep Kevin Albert away from this issue, or keep him away from all this stuff. I mean, he's dancing the Jenga all over the place, right? He's talking to Higgins. He's been serving as the middleman between Brian Albert and Higgins and whatnot, and trying to set up appointments for Proctor to interview, hot panties over there. What's her name? The liar. So no. Oh my God. So, okay, let's go back to this. Calm down, Josie. Did somebody text Richie and tell him somebody needs to verify this? But I sent that picture to, I'm going to send that picture to, hold on. I need a second. I need to send this picture to somebody to tell me. Yep. That's Kevin freaking Albert. Oh my God. I can't believe it. This is huge. This is like huge. This is huge. I don't understand if you guys understand how huge this is, but this is freaking huge. No wonder why he lawyered up before anybody lawyered up. No wonder why he was already had a lawyer and the whole 9 enchiladas before anybody. Oh my freaking God. Oh my God. Oh my God. So you were embedded in all this stuff, and during the entire time you stayed a little quiet and you tried to dodge it, right? Is that right, Kevin? Well, I guess we found you. I hope that's you. It looks like you. If it walks like a dog, it is a dog. It is Kevin Albert. Is this Kevin Albert? Oh my God. At the Waterfall Bar and Grill. Waterfall Bar and Grill. So I was telling somebody earlier that, sometimes before you figure out what these people are about, you need to know these people. You get to know these people. If you don't know who these people are, you can't. This is huge. You can't even start like analyzing crap or trying to figure out. You need to know who these people are. Look at their faces. Know what they look like. How do they walk? Do they throw a leg to the left? Do they throw a leg to? They have injuries before? All of that information is relevant because when you see them out and about, unless you know all this stuff, you can't make this shit up. You can't even identify it, right? So it is huge. And they have said, yeah, that he is the fixer because don't forget, okay, memories of elephants. When the other situation with the dog happened, what was it that Kevin Albert said? Well, how much does it take? What will it take for this to go away? Right? Like, and these are all the little nuggets that you got to put together when things like this happen. Because if you don't have them in your back pocket, front pocket, side pocket, whatever, unless you're wearing cargo pants, and you can have it all over the pockets. If you don't have all these pockets, all the little thingies available in your pockets, how can you put them together? You will never put a puzzle together. We need all the little pieces and nuggets together. Oh my God, we just found Kevin Albert. What do I do? Let's sing. I don't have any clips. I can't sing without any clips in the background. And okay, so the next one is Lank. Okay, so we're going to talk about Lank because that's the next one. I'm going to show you something about Lank. Remind me. What was it that I said earlier that I said, remind me, hold my thought about this? Do you guys remember? No, don't remember. I got to write it down. If I don't write it down, I won't see it. Okay, let's continue here. I'm sure we're going to find more nuggets. Okay, let's go. And so who's that guy? Could be a friend. Could be somebody he knows. And he gives the bag to the camera. Sneaky little rat. Oh my God. Okay, so we're back at 11. I send the pictures to somebody I trust so I can get a reading on this Albert situation. And in the meantime, who's that? That's the van. Yeah, that's the checker, the flannel. And yep. Yep. Yeah, there's not flashes and flashes and flashes. I gotta thank Lana because she put me back into all of these shows that she's doing. I'm the one that is taking notes just to go back and look at things and try to either vet it or argue it with her or try to figure out if there's anything else that we have missed. Let me see. Okay, flash. Okay, there we go. No, he's still there. So he's getting closer and he put something on his pocket. This is Chris Albert on this side. Okay, I can't. He's using his. I want to know it now. I'm curious. I think Higgins may be left-handed. There's Matt is pointing at something. They're very displaying their hands, moving. Nope, flashes and flashes. Somebody texted Higgins at 11:30:05. John is the only one that is not with his phone. He's showing something to Jen. Chris is showing something to Jen. And somebody's looking at their phones. And there's hugs over there. There's hugs going on. There's more drinks going on over here. There's Matt. Arms and arms. Okay, so let's see. There's Matt McCabe. Colby Keith is such a good guy. He stays on his corner. And he's not even on a timeout. So, another drink from Higgins. And John had a beer belly, man. What's up with that? Wait, and what is she doing? Oh, and he's hugging. Is that Chris's arm? No, no, right? He's not hugging John. No. Okay. I want to know who that is. I think that is Caitlyn right there. And there's John. Turns to the left. Talks to Chris. Points at Jen McCabe. And Brian and Higgins are engaged right now. And then Chris goes around. Is he going back to Jen McCabe? No, he's right there. He's talking to somebody. John steps a little bit backwards. And who's that? Who is that Chris is talking to? And John is now positioning himself over here. Somebody came around and it's over there. Chris. Matt is talking to Kola Keith as the guitar is finally moving. So another flash there. There's Karen coming around. Where's she going? She's hugging somebody. She's hugging Chris Albert. And then she stands next by John for a second. And then she moves back. Oh, yep. She's right there where Chris is. Who is this person? Who is this person? I need to know who that person is. Is that a band person? Yeah, it could be. Okay, I don't care. And then Matt is pointing on this direction. There comes the waitress again, pushing the chairs, looks at Higgins. Higgins looks at her. Brian Albert turns around and looks at her as there's nothing to see, man. Just keep it in your pants. And then there's Nicole. There's, oh my God. We all see it. Yeah, I'm kind of speechless at the moment. And then there's Higgins. There's John. Who is John talking to? That is Caitlyn. Look at Caitlyn's hand. Look at John's hand. That's Caitlyn. Is that Caitlyn or is that Jen McCabe on the corner there? That looks like Caitlyn. Oh my God, wait. That's Jen McCabe is over here. John is talking to Caitlyn. John, you pervert! I fucking hate you. Okay, wait. And he's leaning over to look at something. Higgins, Brian. Waitress coming around. Nicole is over here. Jen McCabe is over here. Caitlyn Albert is in the corner. And there's Chris Alvarez right there, right behind them. Matt McCabe is still on a timeout with Colaquitas. And wait. Yeah, no. John is like standing there. Caitlyn is talking to him. Yep, that's not Caitlyn. That's Jen McCabe. I need these numbers to be away. Look at her. Look at the hands. Wait, that's Caitlyn. Yeah, that is Caitlyn. Jen McCabe is next to Caitlyn to her left. That's Caitlyn that Johnny's talking to. And there's the band guy dancing a little. And nobody else is coming. No. Caitlyn. The waitress is over here. Where's Karen? Right here. Caitlyn. Brian Albert. Brian Higgins. Karen. Jen McCabe. Nicole. Karen is right here. That's Nicole. That's Karina Kolakithis. That's Jen, looking sideways and moving her hair and going all crazy. Nicole, Caitlyn. Where's Karen? Is right here. She just grabbed a drink. You see her? There it is. There she is. She's coming this way, talking to Chris Albert. Chris Albert is talking to Jen right there, like to the back, to their with their backs to the bar. And John is talking to Caitlyn the entire time. Huh. And here's Matt. And it's about 11:36 p.m. So we're getting closer to the I'm going to speed it up a little and see if I can see anything. I will slow it down if I whoa. Right when I said it. Yep. So John comes, gets out of where he was, and starts walking towards the other side, like behind where Caitlyn is and Nicole Albert and Jen McCabe, and and goes towards Karen. Karen is right there, kisses her in the forehead. That's when that happened. Flashes and flashes and flashes. Somebody took a picture of that, of John kissing Karen on the forehead. And here's Matt. So there's somebody coming. Who's that? No, band people. Matt and John continues to drink. There's another flash going on. There's Karen in the back, Jen in the front. Nicole it's Caitlyn taking pictures or something. And then there's Brian. And here's Brian Higgins, Brian Albert, Caitlyn, Nicole Albert, Jen McCabe, Karen, Karina Kolakithis, John, and Matt. John has his back to the bar. 11:37. Maybe I can speed it up a little here. Every time I speed it up, something happens. So maybe it will bring us luck. And 37:56. Flashes and flashes. You see it? Karina Kolakithis with her husband. Karen is over here. Here's Higgins is starting to get antsy. He's like, I want to get out of here, man. They're running out of Jameson. Band guy leaves. Karina Kolakithis just put her jacket on. So she's about to jet out. There's John. Put her hand around Karen. These people were not fighting. They were doing fine. There's Brian Albert showing something to Brian Higgins on the phone. Yep, and more flashes. Look at the phone. And flashes and flashes. Are they taking pictures? They're taking freaking pictures. They're 11. What time is it? Wait, on the video, it's 45 and 57. Timestamp. 45:57. Pictures. Brian Albert, Higgins, and aiming towards John, Karen. Flashes going off. Okay, here we go. So, yep, and now he's looking at the phone. He puts it back in his pocket. That's Brian Albert. John is still over here with Karen. Matt McCabe is over there. Karina Kolakithis grabs her phone. Nicole Albert is sipping down something. And John, Karen, and Jen are yapping over there. Higgins is like straightforward looking at where Karen is, and then turns to the left and takes a peek at Brian, probably saying, hey man, I'm ready to go. I gotta go move cars or whatever it is that I do. And then it looks like Karina Kolakithis is heading to the bathroom. She's starting to wrap it up. Somebody's coming this way. It looks like maybe another waitress or somebody that we haven't seen. Either that or that's Caitlyn. That's Caitlyn next to her daddy, saying something to him. Daddy, he took a picture of me. No. And then she goes around, has her phone in her pocket, leans on the table, and is engaging with her dad and Brian Higgins, her mom and Jen. Her mom first, Jen after, while Karen Kolakithis is over here near where John is. And Karen is over there. So is Chris Albert is over here. Over there. Ben is wrapping up. It's 11:41. Don't be impatient, Josie, because if you are, you may miss something. Don't be impatient. Somebody's coming back. That's the band people. Okay, wait. Okay, band's coming. Nothing else is up. She's still at the end of the bar right there with her butt sticking up. And Brian and Higgins are talking. Somebody's coming over. They're leaving. There's gotta be more space on the other side. Oh, look at the lighting, how it changed. Hallelujah. I can see everything. She's getting her purse ready. Oh my God. And her jacket. And she's putting her jacket on. I'm gonna slow it down. She stands between Higgins and Brian and she starts saying, yeah, we gotta go, man. It's been too long. What the heck are you guys doing? There's not like there's much going on here. The band is already gone. So why don't we wrap it up? Let's go home. Oh, look, she's going like, let's go dancing. And then here's Matt McCabe making signs with his thing. This one is chugging down more drinks. Nicole and Jen McCabe are engaging with Caitlyn, which is on this side. Brian Albert is here still talking to what's his name? There's Matt McCabe, he just moved. There's John O'Keefe and Karen and Colekeithus and Jen McCabe talking. Here's Brian Albert. I'm gonna hate this live when I go back and listen to it. Because I'm all over the place. 11:44, 30, 35. I'm gonna go back to the chats to see what you guys. Jenny's at the bar. Just a bit of grab us, yes. Yeah. Watching Karen talk to Chris. Yep. And then Jen was at the bar. Yep. Yeah, it looks a lot better. And the fact that we were able to identify Kevin Albert was awesome because I don't think he has been ID'd inside the Waterfall Bar and Grill. And again, to me, it looks 99.8% a replica of Kevin Albert. And don't forget that we looked at the picture, right? But that you think that's what it is? Didn't they do a shot at some point? Because I remember that they did a shot at some point during the night. Who is that? Yeah, those are the band people. But look how the lighting situation sort of changed. And now it looks a lot brighter. So, John, they're toasting. Are those shots? Yep. Let's do the shots. Oh my God. So freaking sad, man. Yep. They toasted. Look, all of them. Chris Albert, John, Karen, Colekeithus, Mr. Colekeithus, Brian Albert, Nicole Albert. There's Jen McCabe on the back. There's Matt McCabe over here. You freaking mofos. Did a shot and toasted. Look. And he's touching John. And Karen turns around and talks to Matt. This one over here is leaving. No reason to stay. Colekeithus is also getting ready to go, I guess. Well, at least his wife is. She's right here, and she's got the jacket on already. Caitlyn is in the corner. Flashes, flashes, and flashes. That's gotta be. I don't understand what that. Look at this group hug. Oh my God. And then there we go. There we go. Here we go. They start with their. Oh my God. Oh my God. What are you guys? 12? That is ridiculous. Grown ass man. Okay, Kevin from South Boston. I gotta bounce. Estas nalgas no se te van a estar solas. Stay fresh. Oh my God. Maybe I should hide that comment. I'm anti-ratchet. Don't like it. I mean, it's like if I have a choice, that's not what I'm gonna. Whoa, 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 whoa. That's her mom. It's her mom and Caitlyn right there. Band people. Brian keeps talking to Higgins. Hey, let me show you. And it's like, no, that's not how you do it, man. That's not how you do it. And then Nicole, Caitlyn, Karen, Jen. Oh wow, but look at Matt. He's getting very eager there. John, Jen, Karen. He's pointing. Matt is pointing. He's pointing at what? At Chris? Because Chris is over here on this side. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, right there. Higgins. There he is. See how he turns around and comes back to. So is Chris, Higgins. There's Karen punching and punching over there. Jen, Chris, Higgins, Brian. Chris, Higgins. Chris, Higgins, Brian. Chris, Brian, Higgins. Nicole and Caitlyn over there. There's Jen making all sorts of, movements. There's Karen touching John, and then she laughs. Karen is laughing. She must have said something funny or something. Karen is hysterically laughing. And then she's talking to Matt McCabe and Kolakithis too. So that group has a conversation going apart from this one. And Nicole is more engaged with her daughter than anybody else. Karina Kolakithis, I think, is right behind it. But this is 11:50 and 42, and we're about to hit 11:58, which is where I wanted to go, just to make sure that I have the right seconds and everything. But let's see. He's going back. He forgot something, and then, yep, Higgins is trying to put his hoodie on. It's like, oh, come on, man, let's just go. It's too late. Let's just get out. Let's get out. 11:51. Everybody's like making noises and getting the bills. And look at Jen. Oh my. Jen is making all sorts of movement over there. And Chris and Higgins and Brian are still engaged, keeping their tabs on their back because the waitress keeps going around. Even John looked back at the waitress. So, hey, so are we going? Are we going to go to Fairview? What are we doing? And there's Brian very articulating something and gets Jen closer to him. And they start talking. John gets closer and they start like, it's, oh, and they're looking at something. And then Caitlyn and the mom, John comes around and is back in the middle of Nicole and Jen, and then goes back towards where Caitlyn is. And then, yep, goes back right into where Caitlyn is. What the heck is going on? John, you're such a pervert. And then we're going to slow it down. 11:54. This is, I think, the part. Did John go to the bathroom? It's right there. He's talking to the bartender person, the lady that testified, and he's pointing out, he's saying, he's picking up the tab, man. He's picking up the tab for everybody. How much you want to bet? Yep. He's pointing out like all of those over there, all of those over here. And then he comes back into the picture right there and goes that way. Where did he go? Oh, there it is. And then he's laughing. He's laughing at Albert and Higgins, which were playing catch up there. Grab ass, whatever it's called. And then turns to the it's 11:56. At one point, oh my God. It's like this, man. They're about to get out. We've waited this long. And yeah, it looks like, yeah, but I think John picked up the bill. Yeah. Yeah. Right after, I think it's right after, I want to say, yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Here we that yeah. Jen is like, yep, there she is, scratching her back. And then there's Nicole putting her flannel thing, 1958 stuff on. And there's Chris and Caitlyn. And he's playing, taking the jacket away or whatever not from Jen McCabe. And then he gives Caitlyn a hug. Yeah, okay, move. And then Nicole keeps going. Higgins is about to leave out. Brian too. And Chris stops him. Now, there's a couple of versions about this. In my personal opinion, that is stopping somebody from leaving. You don't want them to leave. That kind of grab, he was heading out, putting his pouchy over his head. He was heading out and he stopped him. I don't care what anybody thinks. That's what I think. He grabbed him to stop him from leaving right there. Stop him from leaving. Where are you going? Call John. No. Get John out. What do you mean? Where are you guys going? Come on. Hey, you, let's go. And then that's when the whole commotion starts, right? And they start whatever. Okay, wait. Come on. And he starts waving. Chris Higgins had not made any contact whatsoever with John in such a manner until they were about to leave. And the only reason why he's doing all that is because Chris stopped him. So, had Chris not stopped him, how do we know that he would have not behaved the same way that he was behaving and would have just gone out without even saying anything or doing anything? We don't know that because we weren't there and because this time already happened. But what I can tell you that right now is he stops him right there. Where are you going? You're not going. Get him outside. You're coming with us, or give me the keys, or what are we doing? Hey, you, come out. And he starts signaling John. Come on. He starts signaling. Look at John. Look at Jen McCabe pointing at John and Matt. Higgins is still in the corner. Look, Caitlyn comes back. What the heck? And John leans over to say something to Higgins. They finally leave. Get out of the way so she can go. Caitlyn is such a pain in the ass. And then he's doing the heel toe thing, right? Well, that's what JFK calls it. But Jen is there, right there. He's signaling Jen and Chris. Jen is moving and making gestures with her arms and her hands and whatever, and talking to either Matt or I don't know who she's talking to, really. It's got to be either Chris and Matt because Karen is not paying attention to her. Neither is Karina Kolakithas. Yeah, it's Matt. He gets up and he's laughing. So, and there's John, turns around and then sees them both. And then it's getting something out of his pocket. That's probably when he texted Kaylee, his niece, or something, because it was going to be closer to midnight. And then he gets another drink. The bartender does something here. Matt goes around almost like he's going to the bathroom. You see him back then? Somebody follows him that way. Jen McCabe is over here with Chris. John is heading towards where Matt is, but then he stops and he comes back and Matt stays right here in the table. So Karen is over there, Mr. Kolakithas is over there, Mrs. Kolakithas is over here, and Chris is on this side of the table. It's about 11:59 and 54 minutes, and they're still hanging out talking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Look at John. Hey, putting his hands up and pointing at who? At Matt McCabe. Jen McCabe looks like she's about to leave, but she turns around and then there she is with Chris again. And it looks like is she giving Chris something? Hold on. She's grabbing something. Yep, she's pushing something towards Chris or Matt. Look, and looks at Chris. And then Matt is signaling with his right hand. John is looking at Matt. Somebody's coming back, band people. Jen is still talking to Chris. Matt is pointing at something and looking at something that they left on the table right there in the corner, comes back closer to John. Karen is oblivious of all of this. She's talking to Karina Kolakithas. Mr. Kolakithas is just being a good boy. He's just a baby. And then Chris hugs Jen. And then Matt is running, and there's more flashes. John is like fixed on Matt right now. And they start looking at something on his phone. Is that what I see? Something on the phone. So this is Matt, Jen McCabe, and Chris Albert. This is John. He's looking at Karina. Now he's looking that side. Matt is looking at something on his phone. Jen is showing something to Chris. There's the heel toe again. This is the second time he does it. Heel toe, heel toe. And then he's showing like his little fists, like making movements or gestures almost. Chris is looking at John. John is using his hands to talk. He points at Matt McCabe. Matt McCabe looks at him and smiles. And Jen is still there. They're looking at something on the damn phone. He shuts down another one. Karina and Karen are still engaged. Mr. Kolakithas is just, being a good boy. Did I just say that? Yep. There's Jen flashing her phone again, doing something with her phone, puts it back on the pocket. Matt and Chris and John is looking at whatever Matt and Chris are, there's people, band people, talking about on this table with Jen McCabe. So ready, 12:02. Jen is pointing with the phone at John. Look, I don't know if you missed it, but she went like that with the phone. You can't see me, I'm sorry. And John is almost like trying to lean. Yep, Jen is the one that is articulating something. She's pointing something out, moving and leaning and going forward and moving her hands, her left hand, and trying to explain something. And Matt is just like, fixed on Jen, paying attention, and then looking at Chris. But they were looking at something on Matt's phone. And John is over there. There's Chris raising his hand. Oh, is he giving John a hand? Yep, he shook John's hand almost like if he was about to leave. Did he shook his hand or gave him something? Flashes, flashes, and flashes over here. And Karen. Oh, tapping Matt again. He tapped Matt's elbow. Yep. And where have I seen those tennis shoes before, Chris Albert? And then John smiles. He was just smiling. There's Matt. He's pointing at something. His hand is saying something. Come on, come on. And then he's pointing at Karen. And John chugs down another one. There's Chris's hand up again. And then Matt is saying, come on, come on. And now it's Karen pointing at Matt. Are they inviting them to go to? Oh, there she is, extending her hand. They're laughing. And Jen is such a circus kid. Look. Oh my God. And drinking, chugging another one down. It's already 12:04. And these two, well, at least Jen is, oh, look. Karen and Matt. Give me 5. Look, Matt is just like enjoying it, like laughing from ear to ear. Look at Chris. Oh, and then it's almost like it's explaining something. This is how you do it. And then you go this way, and then you go that way. And two. In two what? In 2 punches, you're done? What are you saying? I know your dad trained you as a boxer, so what are you saying? And there goes Jen. Oh my God. Jen trying to talk to Karen and trying to get Karen's attention. That's probably when she said, you're coming with me. And there's Chris trying to help out, kind of like hugging Jen. It's like, yeah, she's a good girl. Yeah, she's not a good girl. She's a mean girl, mischievous girl. and there's Mr. Keith as being such a good boy. And then Matt is fixed on John. John is looking at the show between these two. Karen is just, well, let me just do the best I can. I mean, if life gives you lemon, I'm going to make a lemonade, right? And then she touches Chris. She's very affectionate. And look at this woman. What is she doing, man? Oh my god. I wonder if she's oh my god. I wonder if she's seen herself on this video. Oh my god. Oh my god. Look. It's almost like tupi 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 tupi. Tupi 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 tupi. Are they like playing baby games or something? Oh my god. This is just she is so freaking drunk. She should have gotten an OUI thing too. Charge. Look, is she dancing now? She's like another one of the guys, man. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, Josie, stop it. Look, stop it. She's a little monkey clown. Oh my god. What is she doing? Well, she's about to leave. I know that for a fact. Oh, because at 12:09 she's going to be in the parking lot, right? So Chris is so where's Brian? Did Brian leave with wait a minute. Brian left with Higgins, Nicole, and Caitlyn. Yeah, I'm talking about and Higgins. And what's her name? Chris is with Jen, Matt McCabe, and there's John, there's Karen, and Karina. Why did Karina put her jacket on so early? Maybe it got cold down there. There's Jen talking to. There we go. Toppy, 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 toppy. With Mr. Colaquithas. And Jen and John talking. He's pointing something. And Chris is there too. Why have these people lingered so long? Like, you guys don't have anything else to do? You should have all gone home your own way. Look at Chris kicking Jen on the butt with his leg. These people are weird. I mean, who does that? I mean, maybe playing at home with your husband, but your husband's brother doing that? No, I don't think so. Yeah, no. Let's see. So, Jones paying the bill. Jones, is telling probably that they're going to go to Waterfall. And, yep. That could be it. And then Jenny's trying to figure out how to separate John and Karen. Yep. And so far, she has failed. So, if Karen left with Jen and Matt, how would John get to Fairview? I don't think that the plan was that how do I say it? If Jen was trying to separate Karen from John, it wasn't necessarily so John would be stranded. Maybe she wanted. I mean, look what she did when Karen called her. She asked Karen to go pick her up, but she took control of the driver seat. She took control of the wheel. She was the one driving from One Meadows from her house back to One Meadows. Maybe she wanted to separate Karen and John, so one of them would go with her and the other one would go with her husband. I don't know. Or maybe Jen thought that she would jump in the car with Karen. Who knows? But Karen is next to John right now. I think they're about to wrap it up almost. Yep, Karen is putting her drink down. Karina Colaquithas is about to jet. Matt is back in the corner with Mr. Colaquithas. And Chris and they're hugging over here, Chris and Jen. And then Chris comes back and says something to John and Matt. But they were about to leave. And Chris and Matt and Jen sort of like exchanged a few words right before. Jen is like wasted, man. She's wasted. She's totally wasted. She shouldn't have driven. And I'm not sure whether she did or not, but she's like, okay, let's go, let's go. And then she's, maybe she's still trying to separate them. It's 12:10:42. And that's when I got to write that down. 42 seconds, 42 seconds, 12:42. And that's when the three women walk out together. So at 12:10:54, Chris goes 54. And at 12:11 even, 12:11 even, John walks outside. Matt McCabe and Karina Kolikitha's husband start sort of like picking up and whatever and putting things back. And it's pretty typical of engineers. It's like they can't seem to see things out of place anywhere. Everything has to go back where it's supposed to be. And then Karina Kolikitha's husband, I forget his name, and Matt start saying goodbye to the bar people. Chris is still in the bathroom. They're engaging with, or maybe they're looking at a TV. No, they're talking to the bar people. Yep. And then they say, okay, we'll see you all later. And then they start walking out. So Matt walks out at 12:11:56 with Kolikithas. And this is where I'm going to have to go back and look at the outside waterfall video for 1 second after that. So let's wait and see when Chris leaves, because I think Chris comes out right at 12:13 something. That's when Chris comes out. So what the heck was he doing so far and so long in the bathroom? I mean, not that it's any of my business. I just want to know, like, was he potentially calling somebody or using his phone? He had been texting and using his phone the entire time. I mean, he's lasting a long time in this dang bathroom. Telling John to go to ferry you or I'll text you. Yeah. And Jen was trying to figure out, yep. And I already saw that one. And then if Karen left with Jen and Matt, how would John get to Fairview? Because either John would decide to drive the Lexus, or I don't think the idea was that Karen left with Jen and Matt. I think that the idea was that Karen would go with Jen and maybe Matt would, because Matt and Chris were behind. Don't forget. You see that you I don't know if it makes any sense, but when I put this thing into perspective, and I think that the last people who were at the waterfall were actually these three individuals. It was John, Chris, and Matt McCabe, right? It is impossible. Look, he's coming out. So it's 12:13:44, 45 on the dot. 12:13:45 on the dot. He walks out of the waterfall. Chris walks out. I still think that if there was a fight, we haven't gotten anywhere to conclude anything, right? Like we got a lot of bits and pieces and a lot of people have their ideas and their theories. But I am a firm believer, and I have been saying for a long time that if anybody was in a brawl with John at the end of the day was Matt McCabe, Chris Albert, and Colin Albert. And the only reason why I feel that way is because Chris was the one who actually invited, yeah, it is a touchy-feely family, John to the waterfall to begin with, right? There was something going on. But if you think about it, Chris also knew that all of his brothers and everybody were going to be off also that night because they were coming back from New York, right? I have not discarded the possibility that Aaron Hernandez was somewhere in the mix, even though I haven't been able to identify him and I have no idea where he lived. And even though I have tried to figure out if he lived in Canton, if he lived nearby Canton, if, anything. I don't think that he had anything to do with this. But if Colin and Chris have had a beef for the longest of times with John, right? And there was a situation going on. Matt McCabe is the only one in the group, if you watched everybody, that is somewhat close to John's height and had a heavier set build. So without even reaching a conclusion. And a lot of people that know me can tell you, I've always said, I don't think Higgins touched him. I think this was between Matt McCabe, who delivered the last punch, who sent John to fall backwards, whatever it was that happened. And at some point, he fell and he, hit his head with something that caused him to hit the back of his head real hard. And I don't think he ever got up after that. I really don't. Those kind of injuries, and there's one person that suffered from something similar in my family. It was almost instant. um it was instant. I mean, not even seconds. Like, it, yeah, there's really serious. So I think Matt, Chris, and Colin Albert had a lot to do with it. I think Brian Albert got involved and other people got involved because, maybe they were around. Yeah, I don't think he got up at all. Like, after 12:24. And it is so funny, is there justice? Is so funny because the other video that we need to take a look at, and I was already like being taught by Lana about this whiffing situation. I did a video on her video because that's how I get my homework done with her. She gives me stuff to look into. And whiffing is describing how fast he's going from a specific time to 24 until 24 and 38 seconds. 12:24 and 38 seconds. And when she says he comes to a complete stop at 12:24:38, I believe that's when he hit the back of his head and he never got up again. Because 7 minutes went by from that time until 12:31:56. And at 12:31:56, the only thing the phone did was that it took a 20-second stride towards where the flagpole area is. 20 seconds. That's it. At 12:32:16, it disappeared. So I'm pretty sure that by 12:24:38, John was down. At some point, I think in one of the sound bites that we got from Karen, in one of those shows, she says that her and her team have an estimate time, and they believe that John died around 12:25. And when I also listened to Ian Whiffen talking about 12 minutes of inaccuracy, it's that happened at 12:37. It's stupid. 12 minutes of inaccuracy cannot happen at 12:37. If they were to happen at 12:37, the phone is supposedly, based on his report, outside. And if the phone is outside at 12:37, then how do you explain the temperature that you have linked to 12:35, 12:37? It's like 77 degrees. You can't have a phone outside with a 77 degree Fahrenheit temperature in the middle of a blizzard. The temperatures that night were somewhere around the 25, 18 degrees. And as the morning, started getting closer to 6 a.m., it started to get chillier and windier and colder. So it just, these details don't work like these people want them to work. If you take 37 from the 12:37 that he's trying to push, and you deduct those 12 minutes, guess where it brings you back to? 12:25 a.m. John was hit. Yep, I believe so. And I also think that they probably washed his clothes because they wanted to erase any potential trace of DNA that could have been on his clothes, right? Like, and even the medical people, the forensic people that came in to testify said that there were potential DNA discovered of male DNA that they were not able to identify. So I think they try to wash off his clothes or do something. Proctor said that the clothes were like soaked. There was no way that his clothes were completely soaked. I mean, they did place him face down, which to me that also sends a different message, which is that they didn't want him to have any chance to nothing. They wanted to make sure that whenever he was found, he was nothing other than dead. But they knew that he had passed because there was no calling 911. There was no reason for it, and it's just sad. But I'm gonna go back and I can't finish because I have about 2 more hours that I can do this. So I'm gonna take a break and I'm gonna go back to Twitter to see who's saying what and who's saying who. But oh, there's Kevin from South Boston and sharing stuff. But I'm gonna go see what's up out there. Take a quick break and come back because I want to see the waterfall picture, but from the outside. So I'm gonna pull that one out, and I'm going to try to do the same thing that I did with this one, just to make sure that we are not missing absolutely nothing. So I'm a pain in the ass. I'm pretty stubborn. I don't let things go, just like Lana. But I have to have time to have peace to do things slowly, because when you rush through things, many times you skip things, and you cannot get to the bottom of anything if you don't have all the pieces, right? So Isla, I wish, is there justice? Thank you for your time. You've been here since pretty much since we started, and you have stuck with me. So I appreciate that. It doesn't make me feel lonely, and we had a good time, right? I probably will be back around, unless something happens, around 5 o'clock. So I'll have the other videos already ready to make it less frustrating and more efficient for all of us. And I'll be back about 5. Si Dios quiere, God's willing. Okay. And see you all later. But wait, I have to say, we found Kevin Albert.